ओम सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां स्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सर्ववेदांत सिद्धांत गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविंदं परमानंदं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। We are in the section of Jivan Mukti Viveka, Viveka Chudamani, where the Jivan Mukta is being defined. Who is the Jivan Mukta? When is a person called as a Jivan Mukta? That is being looked into now. The last shloka we saw was 437, where the Mama and Aham Abhimana is shown to be non-existent in the Jivan Mukta. He देहेन्द्रियादौ कर्तव्ये ममहं भाव वर्जितः औदासीन्येन यस्तिष्ठे स जीवन मुक्त इष्यते. Who remains without any partiality, or he is neutral to, seen in the टीका here, औदासीन्यम. यह औदासीन्येन आध्यासिक तादात्म्य शून्यतया असंगतया तिष्ठेत. Who does not have any association with anything. He does not say this is mine, therefore some more priya, this is not mine. So it all indicates that audasina shows that there is no raga dvesha, and whenever anything is to be done through deha, through indriyas, then and adipadena Bhagavan Vyakhyana says prana mana buddhya ahankara parigraha. Any of these koshas are to be used, then even then there is no mama or aham bhava. Ahankara mamakara is not there. The 438 shloka continues the definition of Jivan Mukta by saying Vijñāta Atmano Yasya Brahma Bhava Shrutir Balat Bhavabandhavi Nirmukta Sajivan Mukta Ishyate. Vijñāta Atmanaha Yasya Brahma Bhava Shrutir Balat. Shrutehe Balat, due to the force of the Shruti. Force of the Shruti is Pramanyam. Pramanya of the Shruti, due to Pramanya of the Shruti, Brahma Bhavaha, Brahmatvam. One who has attained Brahmatma for what? For oneself, the Atma. So Atmanaha Brahma Bhavaha Shrutir Balat Yasya Bhavati, or actually Vijñātaha. Yasya Atmanaha Brahma Bhava Shrutir Balat Vijñātaha, and thereby Bhavabandha Vinirmuktaha Sa Jivan Mukta Ishyate. Vijñātaha is very well known. Visheshanyataha, Aparoksha Jnana is being mentioned there, and Nishtha, it indicates Nishtha. Thereby Bhavabandha, the bondage of this samsara, life of becoming something else, trying to become something you are not really. And how is that? That is by Yogakshema. What I have which troubles me, I do not want, and what I do not have, but I want to make myself Purna, there is pursuit towards that. That is Bhavabandha, and which is called as transmigration across bodies. across lives one tries to gain same thing that one has been doing in this very life. One would want to continue to do that across lives also, but then based on the desires as to what one wants to fulfill those, a particular type of body may be needed. Then that particular type of body is what one gets in another janma to fulfill those desires, and which we also explain differently through Papa Punya. Thereby Bhavabandha is there. However, due to knowing yourself as Brahma, Brahma Bhava, Atmana Brahma Bhava, Vijñātaha, thereby Tataha Bhavabandha Vinirmuktaha, he becomes free from, completely free from Bhavabandha. Saha Jivan Mukta Ishyate, that person is called a Jivan Mukta. Shruter Balat Tattvamasi Ityadi Vedavakya Mahimna Atmanaha Swasya. What is Atmanaha? Atmas, not Parokshatayas, something is Atma, and that Atma is Brahma. Atma of someone in the Upanishad, Shvetaketu's Atma is Brahma, not that kind of an idea. Aparokshataya, Atma is what is known as I. Through Tadatmya Sambandha with the koshas, what is known as I, that Pratyagatma is Atma. That is one. Due to association with the shariras, it becomes segmented and individualized. Otherwise, it is one. That is Brahma. Through that. So, Shruter Balat. What is the Shruti Bala? Pramanya Buddhi in the Shruti. That Shruti works. The words of the Shruti work. Shabda Pramana works when we understand it without coloring through our own mind. The way it is to be understood, that way we understand. There is no other way. In Kenopanishad, the Acharya says, in Kenopanishad Acharya says to the Shishya, we do not know any other way other than this Neti Prakriya. We don't know how it can be taught. This is something which cannot be taught in any other way except the way we have been teaching, and that we have known through our Acharyas, Purvacharyas. We do not know any other way. We don't invent anything. It is not possible. We are convinced that it is not possible to be known any other way except through this Neti Prakriya. How? And how that Neti Prakriya is taught in Kena Upanishad? Chakshusha Chakshuhu, Shrotrasya Shrotram, Manaso Manoyat. So, for everything we have to say that due to which the mind becomes the mind, functions as a mind, that due to which the eyes function as the eyes, the ears start hearing. What makes it possible? The mere presence of that sentience makes it possible, without which it is not possible. Through Satta and Spurti, which is borrowed, that Satta and Spurti to which it belongs, or which Satta and Spurti is the Sarupa of which, that is Atma, which is not different from Brahma. Therefore, Vijñātaha is through the Shrutehe Balat. Due to that Bala of the Shruti, Pramanya, Shabda Pramana works through you, and then through the Karnas they work, they remove the misunderstanding. Ityadi Vedavakya Mahimna. Through the glory of those Vaidika words, which is just manifestation of Brahma. Ishvara himself is manifest as the Shabda, and thereby he works through those words. And then Vedavakya Mahimna, that is the glory of the Vedavakya. Atmanaha Swasya Brahma Bhavaha. Brahmatvam, one who knows that I am Brahma, Yasya Vijñātaha, to whom it is revealed completely, clearly, without any doubts, and he can remain there. Therefore, what? Sakshad Akari. Yasya Sakshad Akari. For whom it has been made so clear that he can have no doubt. That is Sakshatkara. Bhavabandha Vinirmuktaha. Sakala Vida Bhranti Shunyaha. What is Bhavabandha Vinirmukta? We say this life of transmigration stops. What does it really mean? Sakala Vida Bhranti Shunya. There is no Bhranti that I am transmigrating, that I have had Janmadi Vikaras, that itself is a Bhranti. That I am born, that feeling that one has, oh, I have been born in such circumstances, in such family. You are not born. The body is born. You associate yourself with the body, and then think that you are born. This is our condition. So sakala vida bhranti shunyah, this janmadi shadvikara shunyah, that these are the bhrantis. And then once we have these janmadi shadvikaras, then what happens? There is dvaita. There is this body for me, then there is another body, and yet another, and this prapancha exists outside of me. There is a creator for this prapancha. All these are bhrantis. Mula jnana nashat sa jivan mukta ishyate. So bhavabandha vinirmukta sakala vida bhranti shunyah. Thereby what happens? Mula ajnana nasha happens, and due to that mula ajnana nasha, this person who has become bhavabandha vinirmukta, he is called as jivan mukta. Sa jivan mukta ishyate. Bhavabandha vinirmuktatvam sputamaha. What is this bhavabandha vinirmuktatvam? You just say that it is sakala vida bhranti shunya as per the gloss. What does the Granthakara say? Dehendriyeshvaham bhava idam bhavastadanyake yasya no bhavata kapi sa jivan mukta ishyate. He is jivan mukta. And what is this bhavabandha vinirmuktatvam? One who has that, he is jivan mukta. But what is that bhavabandha vinirmuktatvam? That is dehendriyeshu, unto the deha indriya. Deha and indriya, there is aham bhava. I am this kosha. That kosha is considered as atma, oneself. And this we already know, we have seen earlier. No, but what is the meaning of that? The meaning of having tadatmya sambandha with the koshas or deha and indriya, that makes you limited only to that deha. Thereby other dehas which are also jada, like this deha, which are also part of jagat, like this deha, indriya, what happens then? There is idam bhava. Once you have aham bhava with a limited part of jagat, then the leftover almost infinite part of the jagat becomes idam. Whatever you can cognize is idam. So I say this is sharira, which is also idam really, but instead of seeing this as idam, there are no karanas to say that it is idam, but it is cognized. You know your indriyas, you know your sharira, similarly you know your indriyas. You know the prapancha, similarly you know your deha, dirgdrishya viveka. Thereby aham bhava should not be there with the body mind sense complex. Once it is there, then that segmentation will make idam bhava with everything that is left. Or in viveka, when you are saying that idam, this table, chair, computer, whatever you see, this prapancha is not me. My parents, my children, my friends, my enemies are not me. Sentient or insentient, this parvata, this nadi is not me. This akasha, surya, adi are not me. These devatas that I do upasana of, they are not me. Then why is it the sharira me? It is also seen, whatever I cognize is not me, then the sharira, indriya is cognized, it is not me. But there is tadatmya sambandha. Once that happens, then that idam remains. What is idam? Part of that has become aham, the other way around. And then, therefore, that aham and idam bhava, which is explained as yushmad asmad pratyaya in the Adhyasa Bhashya of Brahma Sutra. By Yushmat, it means you. You means idam. Anything other than me is something else. Really, what is Yushmat? Yushmat is you. Other than Asmat and Yushmat, other than me and you, what remains is that Prathama Purusha or the third person. That we call as idam. But really, if you look at it, I don't care. When I am talking, then grammatically I use Yushmat. But anything other than me is idam. I can objectify as idam. Idam shariram. Really, I don't see you as a sentient entity. I see the sharira. I don't even see your indriyas really. Karmendriyas maybe, but Indriyas are actually in the Karmendriyas also what we consider as Karmendriyas. They are the hidden power in those the instruments that we see. But that hidden power we cannot see. Only one who is having association with it, he can cognize. Thereby, idam is different from aham. Everything is part of idam, and once I have tadatmya sambandha, then aham and idam difference is there. So anyake tu tadanyaketu. Tadanyake means dehendriya anyake. Unto something which is different from the sharira, the deha and indriya, there is idam bhavaha. Dehendriyeshu aham bhava, tadanyaketu aham bhavaha. There is no tu, but can be contrasted by adding tu. Yasya no bhavataha. This is generally the case, but for whom this is not there, there is no thinking that I have a separate body mind sense complex and there is a prapancha outside made up of body mind sense complexes for sentient beings and these things for as insentient. Really those things themselves have become as though sentient due to the presence of the Atma, due to tadatmya sambandha. But yasya no bhavataha, kapi, not even a little is there. Kapi, why strilinga? Just give me a moment. Say, okay, this kwapi, there is kapi there, it should be kwapi. So it's not strilinga, it's kwapi. So there is a typo here. Dehendriyeshvaham bhavaha idam bhavastadanyake yasya no bhavata kwapi sajivan muktaishyate. So kwa is kutrapi, kutra, kwa is saptami arthe. It's not there. Kutrapi, kadapi. So saptami arthe can be kala saptami or desha. Adhikarana basically. Kala adhikarana or desha adhikarana. Here, kwapi na bhavati. At no point and nowhere is there dehendriyeshu aham bhava, and definitely no idam bhava also. Thereby this person is called as jivan muktaha. Dehe indriyeshu cha aham bhavaha tadanyake tadanyasmin ghatadu idam bhavaha. So ghatapatadi, we can take other shariras also, they are also cognized, but ghatapata is easier to drive home the point through ghatapatadi. They are insentient things which you objectify, objects basically, vishayas like table, chair I mentioned. So ghatapatadau idam bhavaha, this is a ghata, I am the sharira, this is the difference. Yasya kwapi kasminnapi kale, at no time na bhavataha sa jivan muktaishyate, that person is called as jivan mukta. Anatmatvasya samatvat dehendriyanam ghatadescha swasmin kalpitatvasya cha samatvat. Why is it so? What is it that he knows something that we don't know? Anatmatvasya samatvat, he knows that this ghatapata are anatma. In a mula I said that he knows that it is all objectified. Ghatapata, you extend it to other bodies of sentient beings, and this elements, elementals, everything is included. Devatas, Rakshasas, all of these people, mine, my friends, enemies, whatever it is, they are all what? Anatma to me. The body, all the bodies are anatma. Or also anatma means what? All these, even if they are sentient, they are not anatma. To them they are atma, but to me they are not atma, because atma means I. So if you ask, are they you, are they the self? They are not the self, because self means that little self that I am. My selfish journey continues because of that little self. I don't care for other selves there. So that's why you say yourself, ourself, yourself, myself. What are these? That self is segmented by my, by you, your, by our. We group it together. But there is yourself and myself. So that myself is what I am concerned about. That is the self for me. Everything else is idam. Thereby anatmattvasya samatvat. Kutra? Dehendriyanam ghatadescha. Kesham. So kesham samatvat. Dehendriyanam ghatadescha. Where is that? So kutra, I said, where is it lying? That anatmatvam is lying in which locus? It is lying in the dehendriya. Therefore, dehendriyas are anatma. Like ghatapatadi. Ghata is anatma, not self. Other persons are also not self. I am this. But this deha is not me, because it is anatma. Just like ghata ityadi are anatma, this deha indriya are also anatma. That is one commonality. What is the other commonality between ghatapatadi and this my dehendriya or dehendriya? Not my, dehendriya. Swasmin kalpitattvasya samatvat. They have been imagined. Ghatapatadi have been imagined on Brahma, and this Dehendriya have been imagined in Atma. But really Brahmatma are known to this person. Brahma has Atma. Therefore both are superimposed on Brahmatma. The superimposition or imagination is common. Kalpitattvasya samatvat. Swasmin, or in oneself. They are imagined sapnavat, like they are imagined in dream. The dream Ghatapata is imagined in me. The dream Dehendriya is imagined in me. Similarly, in Jagrata Avastha. Kevala Purva Vasana Mulakaha. Therefore, what is their reality? Nama Rupatmaka Prapancha. Anatma Vastu. What is their reality? Their reality, if you inquire into it, it will not stand scrutiny. Vicharam na sahate, kevala purva vasana mulaka. You find out that they have vasanas as at their root. Because there is vasana, they have come up. My tendency is to have a particular anubhava of something, to experience something, to trying to gain something through some means. I will need means. To attain something, I need means. For example, I want some, let's say I want to take, I want to say visit somewhere. Let's say I want to visit, say Rishikesh, Kashi, I have to go. And I do not have sufficient money. Then I have to gain that money. If I have to do some homa, I need some accessories. I'll need some particular types of instruments, particular type of homa. All these are accessories. So I'll have to gain those. Now, to gain those, whatever I need, I have to, for the end goal, I need some means. So the end goal, wanting that end goal, I need means, and those means are these, through the shariras I have to attain it. Just like I have to attain I need money to go to Kashi or Rishikesh, and I have to get those money for that. Then for that money becomes the goal, I'll search for means. Then those particular means I'll need, they'll become the goal, and then I'll need another means. Keep on doing it till all the means are attained, all the goals are attained, and then the final goal is attained. This will leave a vasana. And these vasanas will create kama, thereby there will be another want, and yet another want, and those all wants to be met. All wants cannot be met in this sharira. Some of these wants are there. There are people who say that, oh, these birds are free, they can fly. They can fly. I wish I could fly. And this is not something just saying that, we just say that, I feel bound. Some people say that, okay, I'm sitting alone, I have to travel, I have to depend on someone else. So they think that, I would like to fly. But if this vasana is really strong, that, oh, how good it would be to fly. There are people who want such kind of a siddhi also. But that siddhi is not attained. Or there is a samskara which is very strong, that, oh, I would like to see this, the bird's eye view of this country or whatever. If it is not possible in that janma, because you cannot fly, some other janma will have that samskara, and that janma will be attained due to that samskara in a particular sharira. So a person will be born as a bird. I am simplifying it, oversimplifying it really, but it drives home the point hopefully, that kevala purva vasana moolakah, due to that janma is there. And what is that janma really? It is imagination that I am bound in a particular sharira. That sharira is imagined, that bondage is imagined, and what, see, we can't, generally when we say imagined, before the imagination there was the state of no imagination. But this imagination is anadi. That I am a limited entity is itself is anadi. It has always been there. Now limited through what kind of means? Limited through what kind of upadhi, what kind of adjunct, what kind of sharira? That keeps on changing across janmas, and or rather that itself we call as janma, as the jiva imagines unto oneself, he superimposes a sharira and thereby becomes segmented, associates with that just way one does in dream. Thereby kevala purva vasana moolakah. I'm sorry. Aham idam bhavah nirvasana bodhavatah जीवन मुक्तस्य न संभवति इति भावः. And this aham idam bhava is not possible for one who does not have vasanas. For one who has vasanas will have aham bhava with a particular sharira which itself is imagined. However, the Jivan Mukta does not have aham mama bhava because he has no vasanas. He does not want to become something else. He already knows that Brihi Vriddho, that Brahma which cannot grow further, it is the limit, it is that Purnatvam, that infinity which is what we have been striving for, and he knows that does not have to strive anymore because he is that. Thereby Jivan Mukta cannot have this aham idam bhavaha na sambhavati iti bhava. It is impossible. In continuation, in the 448th shloka, just give me a moment, it is the tune is a little unsettling. Let me try to recall some tune to fit in. Yeah, I think it can. Jiveshobhaya samsara rupa durvasanojjita sa sarvada bhavedyasya sajivan mukta uchyate न प्रत्येक ब्रह्मणोर भेदम कदापि ब्रह्म सर्गयोः प्रज्ञयायो विजानाति सजीवन मुक्त इष्यते. So it's a simple this thing, simple tune, but what has happened is that the way it has been ordered, it looks like a different one because they have put together four lines there. Maybe it is. I think they are in some pathas that jivesho vai samsara rupa, that itself is not there. In some patha the first two lines are not there. That's the reason. Okay. So jivesho ubhaya, jiva and isha, jivesho ubhaya samsara rupa durvasanojjita सा सर्वदा भवेद्यस्य स जीवन मुक्त उच्यते. Who is this जीवन मुक्त? For whom sarvada bhavedyasya, sa sarvada, something happens continuously. What is that? Ujjita jiveshu ubhaya samsara rupa durvasanojjita. So what is this? Jiva in isha ubhaya samsara rupa durvasana ujjita. It's not there. This is not there. We have to look at it as not being there. Let me see whether this is commented by Bhagwan Vyakhyanakara, or does he go with the second half only? Sarga, he uses some different words there. Actually, I didn't see that there is this Pata Bheda with additional shlokas. Okay, it does not comment on any of those words. That's interesting. Maybe it is a quotation, I am not sure whether it's part of the shloka itself. Since it's mentioned in bold, I read that. In any case, Jivesho bhaya samsara rupa durvasanojita. It looks like because Vasana is mentioned, it may be a quotation for the earlier shloka, or it is part of this Moola itself. I wouldn't know because I don't see it, and I don't have many books right now to look up. But I have another book which is a translation. There, the Moola 448 shloka is 2 lines. It is not 4 lines. Let me quickly check. Just give me a moment. Okay, I'll see it later. Let it be. I've got it in my mobile. Another print. Anyway, so Jivesha Ubhaya Samsara Rupa Durvasana Ujjita Yasya. Sa Ujjita Yasya. Sa, we'll treat it as Moola, or anyway we'll have a look at the meaning. So Jivesha Ubhaya Samsara Rupa Durvasana. So Durvasana, that Durvasana is Ujjita. Sa, Strilinga. Saka, what is Ujjita, what is uprooted? This Durvasana is uprooted. What is that Durvasana, bad Vasana? Tendencies. The root of all tendency is that cause for all adversities. All come later. This Samsara Rupa Durvasana, Jivesha, due to Ajnana, what is happening is that Jiva Isha, Ubhaya Samsara Rupa, both are, that Jiva is me, this individual, and the Ishvara is somewhere else, someone else, the creator. So creator and the created me, or the created Prapancha also, thereby part of Prapancha is me. That individual and Vyashti Samashti Bheda, individual and universal Bheda is there. Both are Samsara Rupa. Jiva is a samsari, Ishvara, although not a samsari, he is thought of as being part of samsara because samsara has been created. There is a creator needed. As long as there is samsara, creator is needed. Therefore, Jivesha Ubhaya Samsara Rupa Durvasana. There is this Durvasana that I am an individual and there is a creator. I am a Jiva and there is Ishvara. That Durvasana is Ujjita. Ujjita, it is uprooted. For whom? Sarvada, not once in a while. It is uprooted for everyone during deep sleep. Not really, it is not uprooted, it is gone. It is not there during deep sleep. Sa sarvada yasya sarvada bhavet. Always it is that Ujjita, it remains uprooted. Because once the roots have gone, how will it manifest again? You cannot have vriksha, samsara vriksha. Sa jivan mukta uchyate. Then, na pratyak brahmanoho bhedam kadapi brahma sargayoho prajnaya yaha vijanati sa jivan mukta ishyate. So, pratyak brahmanoho bhedam, bheda between pratyak atma and brahma is not there. Na bhavati, kadapi, never is it there. And also Brahma Sargayo. What is the journey? The journey is, who am I? What is this Prapancha? Who created this world? This is the first set of 3 questions. Then there are other set of 3 questions. Because what is the connection between these? What is the connection between the creator and the world? Between the world and me, and between the creator and me. This is the second set of 3 questions. This is our curiosity, this is our journey, this is really what we want to know. I do not know who am I don't know what this world is, and I don't know who created it. Then how will I know what is the sambandha between each of these three pairs? So pratyek brahmanor bhedam kadapi na janati. He does not, he knows kadapi na bhavati, not janati, kadapi nasti, it is not there, never is there a difference between the two. He knows pratyek atma as not this sharira, he inquires into and knows the tvam padartha, which is aham padartha, he knows in aham brahmasmi. Brahma as Ishvara he knows as, again Satchidananda with upadhi, you take away that. What is prapancha? Prapancha you inquire into, it is nama rupatmaka, so it is mithya. So these first set of three questions have been answered. Then the sambandha is what? Pratyek brahmanor bhedam kadapi na bhavati. So there is no difference. To have a sambandha you have to have a difference first. Between yourself and yourself there cannot be a sambandha. Nobody even asks you how are you really related to yourself. It's ridiculous. Similarly, it is ridiculous to someone says, what is your relation with Ishvara? There is no relation. I am Ishvara. So where is the relation possible? It is not possible. Pratyek brahmanor bhedam kadapi na bhavati yasya. And Brahma sargayoho also, between Brahma and Sarga, this creation and Brahma, sarvam khalvidam Brahma, through bhada samanari karanyam, sarvam nasti, nama rupatmaka imagined. What is there? Asti bhati priyam. Asti bhati priyam, Satchidananda, satyam jnanam anantam vastu Brahma asti, how ahantaya asmi. I am there. I am that Brahma. Ahantaya janati. Prajnayo vijanati. Sa jivan mukta ishyate. He knows prajnaya through this prakarsha jnana which never goes. Prakarsha jna is jnana which never goes away. Yaha vijanati sa jivan mukta ishyate. And then there is a quotation there. Iti pramana. So therefore there is some shruti pramana quoted there. Vibheda janake jnane नाशम आत्यंतिकं गते आत्मनि ब्रह्मणो भेदम असंतं करिष्यति. विभेद जनके अज्ञाने नाशम आत्यंतिकं गते सति. When this vibheda janaka ajnana is what causes this dvaita. When that ajnana itself has been destroyed completely, atyantikam nasham atyantikam nasham gate, when it is completely destroyed, atmani brahmano bhedam, then the difference between atma and brahma, who is going to create? Asantam kakkarishyati. Asantam bhedam, the bheda which is never exists, which is not there at all, who will create that? Who will create it? Then the third question in the second set of three questions, as what is the sambandha between me and this prapancha? Same sambandha which is there in between Brahma and Sarga, that need not be answered, because aham Brahma has been known. Then aham and Brahma are not different. Then you will not have two questions. The two questions are what is the sambandha between Brahma and Sarga or samsara, and aham and samsara. They are dropped into one question. What is the sambandha between Brahma, that aham Brahma, that Brahmatma, and Sarga or samsara, which is mithya and satya sambandha, which is no sambandha at all. Mithya and satya cannot have sambandha. It is only adhyasika sambandha. Superimposition is no sambandha. I can superimpose, imagine that this entire world is mine. Laukika, I am saying, Laukika, I can say that, okay, somebody's house, the palace is mine, everything is mine, the Swarga is mine. So extend it to Swarga, it is all mine. Nobody cares what I think. What I imagine is nobody's business, it is not real. So imagine cannot be real, so there is a sambandha is also adhyasika, it is imagined. So mithya and sadvastu cannot really have a sambandha. So vibheda janake ajnane nasham atyantikam gade गते आत्मनि ब्रह्मणो भेदम असंतं कप करिष्यति इति प्रमाणा. ड्यू टू दिस प्रमाण प्रत्येक ब्रह्मणो हो मीनिंग प्रत्येगात्मा एंड Brahma, between Pratyagatma and Brahma, meaning Jiva Brahmano, between Jiva and Brahma, who will create this difference? This is how the question is being asked through another pramana. This is how the shloka is being interpreted. Srijyate iti sargaha samsara. That's samsara. He is explaining this the meaning of the sarga in the shloka, which is the second set of, I mean the last two lines. If you have this patha, if you do not have it, anyway it's okay. Na pratyak brahmanor bhedam. The shloka starts from there in other books. So sargaha, that's brahma sargayoho. Srijyate iti sarga jagat. Jagat is sarga there. Brahma eva idam vishwam, says the Upanishad mantra. Ityadi shrutya rajju sarpavad brahmani kalpitasya adhisthana bheda bhava. Anything which is kalpita, what is this sarga or jagat? It is kalpita in Brahma, Brahmatma, and this Brahmeva idam vishwam, this Vishwa itself, Brahma itself appears as Vishwa, meaning the Vishwa is Nama Rupatmaka appearance of Brahma, which is Satchidananda. Therefore Vishwa is not there really, it is only Brahma which is appearing. Ityadi shrutya rajju sarpavad brahmani kalpitasya, what has been imagined on oneself, like oneself, because Brahma is Atma. Once you know that, you don't need to talk of Brahma as separate. Imagined on oneself, in one's own Pratyagatma it is imagined, like Rajju, on Rajju Sarpa is imagined. Rajju Sarpavad. And Sarpa we have seen, Adhisthana is Rajju, Sarpa is Kalpita. Kalpita Vastu is never separate from, is never different from the Adhisthana. Sarpa is not existent at all. How can it be said to be different from the Adhisthana? It is not there at all. Adhisthana bheda abhava. There is no difference between the Kalpita and the Adhisthana. Yatra tvasarvamatmaiva bhutat kena kam pashye ityadi shrutya yatra nanyat pashyati ityadi shrutya cha yada hyevaishaye tasmin udara mantram kurute asatasya bhayam bhavati iti shrutya cha abhaya brahma pratisthasya tasya kinchidapi bheda jnanam nasti iti bhavaha. What is the idea? Like it is said in the Shruti mantras in Brihad Chandogya and Taittiriya Upanishads, as yatra tvasya sarvam atmaiva bhut, for whom everything has become. Yatra actually, for yatra in which state, which is not really a state. Turiya avastha is not really an avastha. It is that which makes other avasthas possible. It is that which continues in other avasthas. It is me, the real me, who continues as a waker, dreamer and deep sleeper. Yatra tu sarvam atmaiva bhut, where everything has become Atma, Vishwa has become Atma, tat kena kam pashyet, what will he objectify and through what karna? Ityadi shrutya, and what other shruti? So this is just a sampling. There are others in the same Upanishads and others. Then other Upanishads he is quoting yatra nanyat pashyati, where one sees nothing else. Meaning he is seeing everything as oneself. Nothing else is being seen. And seeing is also upalakshana. It includes everything where one does not, here it is just quoted, but the mantra says nanya shrunoti also, does not hear, janati, nanya janati, vijanati, ityadi. Then yada hyevaishe tasmin udara mantram kurute, ut antaram kurute, even a little difference, where one makes even a little difference between oneself and something else, anatma or another atma, any difference if one makes even a little, athatasya bhayam bhavati. There is bhaya for that. Bhaya is samsara rupa bhaya. That bhaya will continue, samsarana. Iti shrutya cha abhaya brahma pratisthasya tasya. This Brahma which is abhaya Brahma, this same Brahma which is me, which is abhaya karana Brahma, which knowing which as me I do not have any fear, when I make a little difference, then the same Brahma becomes karana for bhaya also. It is the bhaya karana Brahma for those who have dvaita bhava. Those who have advaita bhava, abhaya karana Brahma, which is abhaya, really swarupa, abhaya swarupa. Abhaya Brahma Pratisthasya Tasya, one who remains in this Abhaya Brahma as me, fearless Brahma as me, Tasya Kinchidapi Bheda Jnanam Nasti. He does not have any Bheda Jnana. Why? If he had Bheda Jnana, then the Shruti says that he will have Tasya Bhayam Bhavati. Ata Tasya Bhayam Bhavati. तथा च भेदस्य अभावादेव तस्य ज्ञानाभावः अज्ञानाभावः it should be अज्ञान or that rajju sarpo, that kind of a प्रज्ञायो विजानाति तथा च भेदस्य अभावादेव तस्य ज्ञानाभावः does not seem right to me सशविषाणवत् त्रैलोकिक निषेध प्रतियोगित्वात्. It should be ajnana bhava, I think. Okay, too many mistakes. Let me look up the patha. I'll check up in my mobile itself. I don't know why jnana bhava. Bheda jnana bhava is possible or ajnana bhava. Let me just cross check another Sanskrit print. This 440th. Okay, that print also has this Jivesho Bhaya Samsara Rupa as a part of Mula, and in the Tika there is Jnana Bhava, so we'll take as Jnana Bhava. If it is Ajnana Bhava, it is very clear to see, but Jnana Bhava is, we can say, the Jnana of what? That Jnana of Bheda. Because we can go back to the earlier sentence where he says, Iti Shrutya cha Abhaya Brahma Pratisthasya tasya kinchidapi Bheda Jnanam Nasti. That Bheda Jnana. Generally, when you see Jnana as an independent word, the thinking is this Jnana, where this Swarupa, Chit Swarupa is known. Advaita Jnana is known. Therefore, the mind jumps to that interpretation, and then in the context it is different. Here, what is that Jnana? That Bheda Jnana in the earlier line. So, Bheda Jnanam Nasti. Better to read it as Bheda Jnana Bhavaha. Tatha cha Bhedasya Abhavadeva Tasya Bheda Jnana Abhava. There is Bheda Abhava. So, when there is Bheda itself is not there, how will he have this knowledge of Bheda, that there is Bheda? So, or you can say Ajnana Bhava also. That is what finally it means. You can infer that there is no Ajnana because he makes no Bheda. But we'll stick to the what is said there, Jnana Bhava, and how is it explained? Shasha Vishana Vat Jnana Bhava. Shasha Vishana Vat. He does not have this Bheda Jnana. How? Not that he has to do Mithyatva Nishchaya anymore. It is completely non-existent, like Shasha Vishana, which we have seen earlier also. For a Jnani who is in Samadhi, for example, where is this Prapancha? You cannot say that it is Mithya for him. It is completely non-existent. Why Shasha Vishana Vat? Because Traikalika Nisheda Pratiyogitvat. Because once he knows that I am Brahma, this Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma means Sarvam Khalvidam Atma. All this is nothing but my appearance. Then where is the question of saying that it existed and it became one with me now? It existed separately, Bheda Jnana, and then it became one with me. There is no question of that. Like Rajju Sarpa. Sarpa was never existent. Not that it was existent and on knowledge it went away. On knowledge, something which is existent can never go away. Knowledge can take away only, can counter only which was misunderstood, meaning it was never there, really never there. Therefore, it is not there in any of the three periods of time. That is the reason this Shasha Vishanavat is said about this Bheda Jnana. Vastu Satah Ajnane Kinchijnyatvam Natu Asatah. Vastu Satah Ajnane Kinchijnyatvam Natu Asatah. This Asatah, this Kinchijnyatvam. What is this? Kinchijnyatvam means Alpajnyatvam. I am Alpajnya Where is that alpajnatvam and thereby bheda between sarvajna and alpajna, Ishvara and Jiva? That is there only due to ajnana. But asat which is there, not is that can never be known like that. An erroneous thing, what you know as this erroneous cognition itself, ajnane kinchijnatvam. Only when ajnana is there, the kinchijnatvam of is that sarvajna vastu, of that vastu, not of asat. That kinchijnatvam is not of the asat, it is of that sad vastu which is the only existent. There was no asat vastu at all which was kinchijnatvam and then it went away. It is the same vasati iti vastu, only a single vastu which is sad vastu, that alone got this kinchijnatva bhava by limited, by dehatma tadatmya sambandha with the dehatma bhava, meaning tadatmya sambandha with the deha ityadi. Thereby kinchijnatvam was known earlier. It is not of that asad which was never existent. It is not possible. What was known? So therefore, what is this bheda and what was kinchijnatva? All of this, that was really non-existent. Once you know that I was never kinchijnat, that I was never a jna, let alone kinchijna. I was not a knower. I was not having limited knowledge, because I was never limited. Nahi sarvajnanam yoginam shashavishanadhyajnanat asarvajnatvam kaschid upaiti. A little long tika and a little technical also. So I'm sorry. Another way to interpret that vastu satah ajnane kinchijnatvam natu asatah, even what he knows is existent. Other way to look at it, vastu I took as Brahma. Other way to look at it is what is existent. You can have limited knowledge of what is existent, not of what is not existent. That is another way. It's a little complicated sentence with just few words. He's explained it, so we can see it both ways. What he's saying is that what is known is always existent. What is known erroneously, that was as something else, that is also of the existent thing, but what was erroneously cognized as something else, that bheda itself was never existent. Very interesting statement. Then further he says, this nahi sarvajnanam yoginam, this yogis who are sarvajna, and sarvajna not like we say Ishvara is sarvajna, but this yogis through their siddhis, because they have there is yogi pratyaksha also. We have pratyaksha pramana. Yogis can have some yogi pratyaksha. They know everything through, so they know beyond the pratyaksha. They know whatever is not visible to you, they know beyond kala also. They can know beyond desha, they can know across janmas also, they can know through siddhis. Will that sarvajnatvam be affected? Shashavishanadya ajnanat asarvajnatvam kaschid na upaiti. Tesham sarvajnanam yoginam. When they are said to be sarvajna, they know only existent thing. You cannot say, does that, okay, he is sarvajna, he should know this sashavishana also. Sashavishana is asad vastu, never existent. Should he know that at all? Will that sarvajnatvam go away because he does not know shashavishana? Oh, he knows everything there is to know, but he does not know which does not exist. Ridiculous statement. So he makes that kind of a tarka to say that shashavishanadi ajnanad tesham sarvajnanam yoginam asarvajnatvam kaschid na upayati. You cannot have that argument also that they are not sarvajna because they do not know shashavishana. Similarly, this jnani, jivan mukta, will not know this prapancha because it is shashavishanavat. This bheda, he will not know this bheda. Bheda jnanam is being talked about, which is samsara bheda. sorry, tasmat निर्विकल्पया सकल शास्त्र संस्कार संस्कृत मन परिणाम रूपया चिन्मात्रया प्रज्ञा भेदं न विजानाति शास्त्रस्य प्रयोजनवद अनधिगतावादितार्थ बोधकत्वेन एव प्रामाण्यात्. तस्मात् therefore what निर्विकल्पया सकल शास्त्र, निर्विकल्प ज्ञान here, not निर्विकल्प समाधि. निर्विकल्प ज्ञान is वृत्त्यात्मिका, where the same vritti is there. Which is that vritti? Chid vritti. Only sad vritti, chid sada satchidananda vritti is there. Brahma vritti, brahmakara vritti is there. Through that vritti sakala shastra sanskara sanskrita mana parinama rupaya chinmatraya prajna. That prajna he has attained through that brahmakara vritti, which is possible only when mind has undergone chitta shuddhi, which is possible only through the sanskara which are earned through these shastra, by following shastra, earned through shastra as pramana and doing what the shastra tells you to do, karma yoga, following our varnashrama dharma primarily. Through that prajna bhedam na vijanati. What is that prajna? Chinmatraya prajna. He knows only chit is there, thereby he does not know any bheda. Bhedan na vijanati, meaning that jnanam jnanabhavaha, which is bheda jnanam nasti. Bheda jnana is not there. Therefore bhedam na vijanati or bheda jnanam na vijanati or anya jnanam na vijanati. Shastrasya prayojanavad anadhigata avaditartha bodhakatvena eva pramanyat. Because shastra is pramana. For what? Shastra is pramana. Anything is a pramana. First, anything is a pramana. Shastrasya prayojana has come out later. But what is a pramana? A pramana is defined as that which makes you know, which is a karana, which is the karana, which makes that knowledge possible which is first not known to you. It should be unknown, abadita, and what is, sorry, anadhigata. It should be anadhigata. It should be not known to you. My eyes show me something which I have not seen. May have seen earlier, but at that moment I have not seen something. I cannot hear it. That color which I cannot hear, I cannot know through any other means. Therefore, it is anadhigata, not known. The eyes make it known. Therefore, eyes are pramana. One. Second, they make it known, which is abadita. Abadita means it cannot be contradicted by others. Meaning the ears cannot contradict the color that I see. Thereby, what will happen? The eye will become pramana for color, for rupa, and so on. Similarly, shastra is also pramana, because definition. How is shastra pramana? It should reveal something which is not known to me. One. Second, which cannot be countered by anything. So it is telling me of a Brahma Vastu, Brahma, Aham Brahma, that it is teaching me that I am Brahma. Brahma is not known through any other pramana. It cannot be known through Pratyaksha pramana, through eyes, etc. It cannot be known, and it cannot be countered by any pramana. It tells me that I am this conscious Satchidananda Vastu. That Satchidanandatvam cannot be contradicted by any pramana. Thereby, Shastrasya pramanyat. Lokajnana siddha nishprayojanah upadanena ajnanena sah nivruttah bhedah katham akhandakara vritto vishayabhavam praptum arha syat. Then he says that Lokajnana siddha, whatever this is known through Lokajnana. Lokajnana siddha nishprayojanah. All that is useless, it is purposeless. That bheda, Lokajnana siddha bheda, that bheda which is Lokajnana siddha, which you know through Laukika pramana, you know bheda, but abheda is revealed by the Shruti. that bheda nishprayojana, purposeless, upadanena ajnanena sa nivruttah, that bheda which is created due to these adjuncts, upadis, they are nashta. Upadi is nashta and ajnana is nashta now. Along with the ajnana which created those upadis also, it is nashta. When that bhedaha, how can akhandakara vrittau vishay bhavam katham praptum arha syat? How can it be the object? Katham akhandakara vrittau vishay bhavam, how can it be an object? How can it be objectifiable? That bheda cannot be objectifiable, which was purposeless even earlier. It has been destroyed along with its root cause ajnana. Then once akhandakara vrittau satya, once akhandakara vritti has happened, that bhedakara vritti is no longer there, then how can that bheda be there? Therefore bheda nasti, bheda jnanam api nasti जीवन मुक्तस्य. प्रतीति जीव जगतो स्वप्नवद् भाति यावता तावन् निरन्तरं विद्वन् स्वाध्यासापनें कुरु. 286 shloka has said here itself, प्रतीति जीव जगतः, जीव जगतोः स्वप्नवद् भाति यावता. When this jiva and jagat appears to be like swapna, that I am an individual and I am cognizing this prapancha is like swapna, tavat, then till that has not happened, yavata na bhavati, or rather pratiti jiva jagatoho pratitihi swapnavad yavata swapnavad bhati tavat he vidwan tavat nirantaram swadhyasapayanam kuru. Swadhyasasya apanayam kuru. You keep on removing this adhyasa, superimposition that I am a jiva, there is a prapancha outside me, meaning ahankara mamakaran idam bhava, aham bhava idam bhava, till it does not go and become like swapna. Swapnavat, that I am dreaming this prapancha as an individual, as having this family and friends and enemies and this world, all this should become like a dream. Till it has not become, you put in the effort to remove this adhyasa. Iti upadesha prakarena apanita sakala brahmasya na kadapi bheda jnanam bhavati iti evam lakshana sampannaha yaha saha jivan mukta ishyate. Iti upadesha prakarena. In keeping with such a teaching, for whom this Brahma has gone away, na kadapi, bheda jnanam kadapi na bhavati. As per that teaching in 286 shloka, one who does not have this bheda jnana, evam lakshana sampanna, one who has attained this lakshana, finally it has become effortless. Everything is like a dream world to him. When he comes out of samadhi, it's a dream world to him. There is no reality which can be associated, because nobody associates reality to the dream on waking up. He is woken up and he is dreaming. Woken up and considers this waking world as a dream. Thereby, yaha evam lakshana sampannaha saha jivan mukta ishyate. I'll just do the next shloka, short one. Sadhu vipujyamane asmin pidyamane pi durjanaihi samabhavo bhavedyasya sajivan mukta ishyate. Who is jivan mukta? Sadhu vipujyamane asmin. Asmin sharire. While being in this sharira, jivan mukta is jivan eva mukta. Living in this sharira, he is free. He has moksha. By sadhu he pujyamane, by sadhu people. Sadhus worship him. Sadhu can mean just good people also, need not be sadhus, as in vernacular we say that sadhu is sannyasi. Can have that meaning also, but sadhu by good people, he is by punya karma. He is worshipped. So if he is worshipped, when he is worshipped by these punya karmis, punya karmana, then he has no issues with he does not have pride there. And durjanaihi asmin pidyamane api, if the papa karmas, they trouble him, they keep on troubling him, still samabhavah bhavedyasya, for whom there is samabhava, whether he is worshipped by good people or tortured by bad people, afflicted by bad people, he has samabhava. Let it happen. Prarabdhaya samarpitam. So body is being tortured or worshipped, I am beyond worship and torture. Satchidananda Tattva, the reality of the torturer as well as the worshipper, I am that Tattva. Samabhavah bhaved yasya bhavet, he is Jivan Mukta. Asmin sharire sadhubihi pujyamane durjanihi pidyamane api yasya samabhava samatvam, there is samatvam, there is indifference, there is no choice over that. As I would like to be worshipped, I don't want to be tortured. It does not have any of that. Harsha marsha adi shunyatvam, he does not get elated or he does not get upset about it. Therefore saha Jivan Mukta ishyate, he is called as Jivan Mukta because he is free from that harsha or dukkha, or this sukha dukkha due to some event or something happening does not exist for him. He has samatva bhava, thereby he is called as Jivan Mukta. This is 441st shloka. We will see 442nd in the next patha. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharantam Agocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmiham. That's it. Any questions? No questions. I'll see you in the next patha. Namaste.